Which computer? Open the watch. How to the chapter in 24. Okay. 27 pages. Okay, 1 minute for the watching videos. Oh. Let's start. Compounds of this axis windows. The axis windows connected the following manner. Compounds title bar. The title bar appear on the top of the windows and display the name of the databases on which we are currently working. Quick access toolbar. The quick access toolbar is present on the top left corner top of the Axis window. By, by default, it contains a button for the save, undo, and the redo commandos. Given on the given contain multiply tabs each with the several groups of commandos. Same tabs appear only when we work with car 10 objects such as from those tabs are called contextual tabs. Navigations pane. The navigations pane display the names of all the objects in the database. The objects are grouped on the basis of their types. For examples, table and queries. We can double click on an object name in the navigations pane to open it. We can right click an objective in the navigations pane to perform various operations such as renaming and deleting an object. Quick access toolbar, time bar, object tool, ribbon, view button on status bar. Customer into the databases cycles. Tell me what you want to see. The Suti Singh, what is Watkins animals? Rajesh Gupta, what is Python? Okay, don't know names here. Negative pens, navigations, view buttons on a status bar. Compounds to access window. Navigations button display the current record numbers in an object. In this example, tables customers on which we are working. It has a button to the move back and fourth button. The various record object tables. The object in databases are displayed in a tablet from when we click on an object tab. The content of that object are displayed in the work area. Click on the cross button X on the right and end of the bar to close the object displayed in the current tab. Status bar. The status bar appears of the bottoms of the window. The view button are the percent on the right side of the status bar. Object in the axis. The main object that can be created in axis are as follow. Field or table. It is also referred to as two relations will we learn more about table. In this chapter, QoS help us relatives data from one or more tables based on specifies regions. Queries can also be used to update and delete data into from the table from private use friendly interface that help the user enter and change data in the tables. Report are used to display the data stored in a databases table in a format that can be printed. Figure 2.8 illustrates the relationship between the different objects in Axis table. Set of related data from user-friendly interface from entering and viewing data report. Format suppliers of the data suppliers property is the data resulting from quantities you ask of one or more tables. Relationship between different objects in Axis. Snap. Snap click answer the following. In Snap click answer the following. Duplications of the data, the components of the axis window that display the names of all the object in databases. An object in an axis that provides a user friendly interface that helps the user enter and charge data in tables. A DBMS that stores data in a form of a table. The extensions of data created in Access 2016. Tables in Access. The tables are the bleeding black of data and are used for storing data. A table is made up of a row and columns or databases can help one or more tables. Consider the following tables: student that stored data about student in a school, field attributes, student admission numbers, student names and class, date, table student. Compounds of the table. The following are the important compounds of a table. Field or attribute. The column in a table are known as a field or attributes. A field is a named units of a table. Data of a field store one types data about on entries such as student names and student is. Every field has a data types of data determines the types of volume that can be stored under it is. From examples, the above tables has a five field or attributes. The field student names stored text value and the field student is stored numerical values. Fine. Record. The row in our tables are known as a record. A record is stored completed data about an entity. For example, table student figure 2.9 has a 5 recorder. Each record content data about a student. View of a table. Can we work on a table in a two view, decision view and data sheet view? Let us learn more about than decision view. In the decision view of the table we can create and change the structures of the table. We can define field names and specify their data types or in the descriptions. We can also set the field properties. We can learn about data types and properties later in this chapter. The decision view windows is divided into two panes. Figure to contain field grid pane. Field grid pane is used for entering field names and their data types. We can also give an optional descriptions of each field in this pane. Field properties pane. Field properties pane is used to set properties for this field in the table. Decision data types data short number short text field grid pane. Field properties pane. Decision view of the table. Using the decision view to create the table from offer more control over the structure of the table. Dataset view. We can use the dataset view to enter and edit data in the table. This view display the field names as the column heading. When we double click the table names in the navigation pane, the tables opens in the dataset view. Admission, no, student numbers, student days, student class. Dataset view of the tables. Switching between view. We can quickly switching from the one view and another by follow items of the two options. Click on the view option in the views graph on the home tab to change to the DC rate view field 2.12. Click on the decision view of data sheet view button at bottom right corner of the status bar. Data sheet view, decision view button on the status bar. Create fields, homes view, code copy, format post, datasheet view, decision view option on the home tab, view button on the status bar. Created tab. There are various ways to create tabs in the axis. In this chapter will be learn to create tables in the following two ways: creating tables in decision view, creating tables in data sheet view. Creating a tables in decision view. The decision view help us decision the structures of table by specifying the field name, their data type and properties. The steps to create a table in the decision view and click on the create tab figure 2.13. Click on the table decision option in the table group. A new table in the inserted in the database and it opens in the decision view. A new tab named decision open on the river student management databases, copy databases. Table decision save point lets table application part of the temperatures. Curious varied curious decision quantities from decision bank on the from variant negatives most format. Create tables in a decision view steps 1 and 2. Enter the names from the field in the field names column of field and names can be 64. Check characters long and included space. Have a long page and half page is a picture not right. Okay. Choose the data types for a field from The data types list data types determined in kinds of data that can be stored in the field. Click on the drop down arrow in the data types column and choose and the appropriate data types. Data types are discussed in detail later in this chapter. Use the field properties panes to send the properties for the field. Field properties help us control the data value that can be integrated in a field properties are discussed in this detail later in this chapter. Report steps 3 to 5 from all the field in the tables. 6. Click on the Save buttons on the Click Access toolbar or click on the File tab and choose the Save option. Save the table with an appropriated names. The tables object is now added to the navigation pane after the created the tables in the decision view. We can add a record to in it in the dataset view. Setting data types as started earlier, the data types determine the kinds of the data that can be stored in the field. The various data types of available in Access are the listed in the following tables. Tables 2.1 data types of in the Access. Data types description short text. These data types allows storing text or combinations of text and numbers that do not require calculations such as names and address of to the maximum two of 255 characters. Long text. These data types of allow storing lengthy descripting text or communications combinations to text and the numbers of 565 characters. It can be used for storing detailed information such as synopsis of a book or or pertinent medical history. Large number. These data types always storing numerical data that can be used for mathematical calculation. Large number data types allow storing a greater range of value than numbers data types. These data types always storing a greater range of value than numbers data types. Data types. These data types always storing data and times values such as data or both and data joining. Currency. These data types of always storing monetary value with the currency symbols such as a dollar and rupees. Auto number. These data types of store number value that are the incremented automatically when a new recorder is added to a table and automatic specified field content to be updated by the user. Data types yes or no. Description. This data type can store only on on one of the two position value, such as yes, no, true, false, or no of axis. Use a character control as the default control for these data types. OLE object. These data types always linking or embedding file, such as a pictures files and spreadsheet files in a axis table. Hyperlink. These data types always storing URL, website or the email address. Attachment. These data types always are attaching files such as the documents, picture files and spreadsheet files. The wells we attached files in an emails for filled with this is data types of multiples files can be the attached per record calculated. This data type so always storing of result of calculations. A calculated field refer to same other field in the same tables. Lookup wizard. This wizard created a list box or combo box allow, allowing us to the choose from a given set of value for entry data. Oh, switch. Setting field properties. The field properties help us control the format range of a list of data value that can be entered in a particular field depending upon the data type of the user. We can set the properties for the field. Some of the field properties are listed in the following table. Table 2.2. Same field properties in the axis. Properties name, field size, description. These properties can be the set for the field with short text or number data types. For text data types, we can use these properties to set the maximum number of characters. For a text field, for example, if the value of this property in 20, then the user control entry more than 20 characters in the field. For number data types, or the user can choose from one of the following options: byte, integer, long integer, single, double, and disclaim those options determine the size and range of the value that can be entered in the field. Continued. Property name, description, format. These properties control the manner in the which field data gets displayed. For example, for data and time data types, we can choose to display data as a long data Thursday 13 or short data 6 13 This line plus these properties is a level for number and curious data types. In it sacrifice the numbers of digit to the right of the disline point. Its value may vary from 1 to 15. Caption. This property is used to give an Atlantic more descripting name to a field default value. This property is used to specify value that gets entered automatically in the field we can now record or created. Validation rule. This property also allow us to set as experience to register the data in not according to the validation rules. Example the validation rules are validation rules description. Hashtag is equal to 0 between 10 and 20. Value in the field must be greater than the or equal to 0 between 10 and 20. Value in the field must be between 10 and 20. Delhi. Value in the field can be only be Delhi. In Delhi, Mumbai. Value in the field can be Delhi or Mumbai. Validation text. This property is used to display an error message when the validations rule gets validated. Required. This property can have only two values, yes or no. It should be set to as if we want that a particular field should always get a value during data entry. Always zero length. This property is a label for a field with short text and long text. Data type. It can have two value yes or no is if the required properties is set to yes and the allow zero length properties is set to no, then a value must be entered in the field. Setting primary key. A primary key is a field of the combinations of field that uniquely identifies each record in a table of primary key field connected have a repeating values and connected we left bank for examples in the tables student admission not admission no field can be set as the primary key because every student has a unqueue admission number. The set to set the primary key are the open the table in the decision view. In this case, open the table student in the decision view. Selected the field to be set as the primary key. In this case, choose the admissions. No field. Click the primary key buttons in the tools group on the decision tab. That is a very is a picture. Not read the pictures and when we sit. Okay, read the pictures. I am always hard book is a read. The picture we read. Okay. Click the primary key button in the tools group on the decision tab. Student management database, copy database, table tools, files, home, create external database tool, help, data tool, decision, tell me, view primary key, build, text, validations, rules, tools, insect or detail or modify look of property index sheet show hide create data macros field record inner detail and table dataset view decision view student field name admission of student a name student is student class section last text short text number short text setting primary key when we set a field as a primary key or key in icon appear in a font the field names in the decision view. To set the primary key, right click on the field and selected the primary key option from the shortcut menu. Primary key is a toggle key. To remove it, click on the primary key button is again on the decision tab or choose the primary key option again from the shortcut menu. Latest trends, big data as more and more of the world's data moves online and becomes digitized. Data is getting generated at an enormous rate. This data may come from sources such as social networking sites, e-commerce sites, share market satellites, and white stations. This data, which is a very big in size, is referred to as the big data. Big data, something hold rich information and knowledge, which is the of high unity unity business values. E-commerce cities want to analyze the data beginning generated to learn about the buying pattern of customer, provide better customer better customer better customer learn about the etc. Traditional data tools like RDBMS is not able to the handle big data same far from work decision to handle big data are Cassidy speak and the hold the created a table in dataset view. Those dataset view is a best suited from data entry and viewably. This view this view can also be used to created a table decision used using data sheet view can be opened in this decision view for any structure charge following the given steps created table in a dataset. View click on the create tab. Figure 2.16 click the tables option. Black tables appears. Student management database copy database application part Temperatures tables cast table decision table save point lists curious curious decision curious from decision bank from navigations most from report decision bank report 2.16 creating tables in a dataset view step in a setup 1 and 2. Click the arrow text to the click to add header to add a new field. Select data type from the contextual menu. Menu header so that we can name the field. Enter name from the field. Repeat step 3 and 4 from all the field to be added in the table. Save the table by the clicking on the save button on the quick access toolbar. Student management database copy. File home create external data tool. The help view sort text number currency data time as no more field add and detail view all access object table click to edit new short text number large number currency data time as no lookup and relationship which text long text a tie achievement hyperlink calculated field post as a field 2.17 creating tables in data sheet view step 3 student management database copy database table file home kit external external and fielding size to 255 properties all axis object new creating table in the dataset view step 4 and it held field gets created with auto number data types student management data copy data types data times yes no more file short text or number currency created table in the dataset view step student name student is notice that when we create a table using dataset view access automatical creating and id filled with auto number as the data types with can we renames this field at any time we can sort entry data in the table under various fields student id student name Vajan Swami student age student date record in the data view to delete record in the table select the record to be deleted in the Dataset view and click the detail delete option in the record group on the home tab. Save check answer the following question based on the table documents. Suggest the data types from the following field in the tables: Doctor DOB, Doctor B's, Doctor names. How many record and filed are there in the given table? Suggest the suitable field that can be choose as a primary key. Which field properties will you set if you do not want to the doctor field to be more than 200 2000? Is sorting record in the table. Sorting arrange the record in a table basis. Table in ascending or descending order based on a particular field. Open the table in the dataset. View and follow those. Step 2 sort record. Select the field on the basis of which the record are required to be sorted. Figure 2.21. Click on the ascending or descending options. In the sort of filter group on the home tab, the records gets stored. Student management database. File home created. File home created. File home created. Student name, student age, student class. Storing recorder the basic of student is student name, student age, student class. Record is sorted in the table along with candidate square structured queries language can be used to work on the commerce. Modifying table decision. We can make change to the decision of a table. It has been created late as a learner. So to insert and remove a field from a table. Insert. Inserting a new field. Open the table in the decision view and follow the given step to insert a field in a table. Place the cursors on the field before which your new field is to be inserted. Figure 2.23. Click on the insert row option in the tools group on the decision tabs. A new row in inserted, enter the field. Inserted row option in the tool groups on the decision tab. A new row is inserted. Enter the field name, data type and properties for the new field. Student management database tool field home create external data. Database tools help view primary key builder test validations rules tools insert delete modify lookup property index it show hide create data move axis rename detail field record table decision tail all axis object. Inserting a new field, deleting field, open the table in the decision. In the decision view, click the field being built. Click on the delete row option in the tool group on the decision view. Before permanently deleted field exists, display warning box confirming whether we want to delete the field permanently. Click on yes button. Student management to database CO table tools file home create external databases tool help. Insert or deleted primary key view buildings primary access table datasheet admission no student sort of student class student father student database do not use currently delete yes deleted field from a tables the field is deleted from a table relation the relation data models are invented F did cooled in the year 1917. He is popularly known as the father of the relations. Database is made extensive contributions to the development of IBM core databases product IBM. Database and original collection to refer elected asset data. An original collection of referred data that can be easily asset management and updated from database subject data private user friendly interface to interchange and view the data in database table database management system DBM database management system or software program that enable creation data in from the table relation database subject that store data in the databases in the row and column format report database subject data is used to present databases from tables or queries in the format that can be printed.